very much for joining us. So just as a reminder, Toloka 101 is a regular event. We try to hold it bi-monthly for the people who are interested in Toloka, for those who just tried it, or for those who have never tried but really eager to learn how it looks like and what kind of tasks it solves. So we have half an hour, I think even less. I'll be giving a short talk, and then I'll be showing you a demo and, of course, answering the questions. Since we don't have a lot of people today, I think it's totally fine if you ask me questions either in the chat, or you can just unmute yourself, and ask me right away. Don't hesitate to interrupt me. It's totally fine. So I am a team leader of our educational stream in Toloka, and Anna, she's in charge of corporate education. And just a couple of words about ourselves. Basically, what we do, we support and educate our current clients, and also we teach courses on crowdsourcing at different universities, and give talks and tutorials at also different places, not only limited to companies and universities, but also, like research labs, sometimes, startup incubators and conferences, and so on and so forth. So basically, our mission is just to share the knowledge and the expertise that we have internally in Toloka. So today I'll be talking a little bit about Toloka and what it is. Then I'll share a bit of information about our ready-to-go solution and why it is worth a try. And then I'm going to be showing a demo and hopefully answering the questions if we have any. So Toloka, as you might already know, is a crowdsourcing platform and is usually used for different data labeling purposes by different IT companies all around the world. Among our clients are also companies from FANG and others that you might know. So we know that AI basically is based on 3 pillars. First, the algorithms. Of course, nothing can be done without the models. Then hardware plays, of course, a very great role. However, data quality historically has been a little bit omitted. But now we see that people pay more and more attention to data. They care about what kind of data we train the algorithms on. They start to care about how we label data, who labels data, and like what quality it is. So Toloka basically is here to help with everything which is connected to data. And if we indeed look at the ML production pipeline, human labeled data, of course, is like I can say essential at every single step of the way. Whenever we need to train our model, whenever we need to validate it before production, whenever we want to control it in production and see how it's going and whether it's performing all right or underperforming. And of course, whether we need to retrain and reiterate, we always need some kind of human label data, which you can, of course, get on Toloka using the crowdsourcing. And Toloka, as itself, it looks like a marketplace, basically. So on one side, we have requesters. That's on the right side. Those are the people who are in need of data. This could be product managers, this could be ML engineers, data scientists, researchers, or just even people who, or any other managers, for example, who need to label the data. It's not only about ML. And on another side, we have Talokers, as we call them. Those are the people who complete the tasks on Toloka. They come every day. They work on Toloka for some work for several hours, some work for a shorter amount of time, and they all complete those little tasks for requesters. And Toloka basically is in between. We just provide a platform and help, of course, to mitigate everything and to facilitate. Also, what I wanted to note is that Toloka is a global marketplace, and we are represented pretty much actually in every country of the world. We have Tolokers that speak all of the major languages. So if you want to label the data, I don't know, in English, in Spanish, or German, or anything, of course, you can also do it. When you use Toloka, and when you actually set up the settings, you can see how many people you have from a country in the moment. So that's all really, transparent and convenient. Just to also reiterate, there are indeed like endless amount of applications to crowdsourcing. Really, you can either, like, wherever you have ML, if it's e-commerce, if it's voice assistants, or I don't know, ride tech, taxis, or self-driving cars, or anything really, or healthcare, there is crowdsourcing. And where it's crowdsourcing, really, there is Toloka. So you can see a lot of cases, but definitely the list is not exhaustive. For example, where we have to I don't know, label different customer support messages, or messages from social media, or gather some data and opinions from our users, for example. That's also crowdsourcing. So there are really a lot of different applications. I'm going to be sharing with you a couple of examples later on. However, really, to every single thing, we have a case here. So Toloka really does have not only like a customizable crowdsourcing platform, which is really a standard one, and it's our longest product, but we also have a ready-to-go solution, which I'm going to be talking to you later, where we mix human labeling and ML. And also we have our adaptive ML models in development right now, which are available upon request. So those are the three products that we currently offer for our clients. So typically, when we talk about standard crowdsourcing, whether we use Toloka or any other crowdsourcing platform, a requester have to think about all of those 6 steps. They have to think about how to decompose the tasks in order for the people who don't really specify on your tasks to complete it. You have to think about how to write clear and comprehensive instructions, how to create an interface, and usually really it takes some time to actually code an interface, a convenient one. You have to think about how to control the quality, how to implement different quality control rules, starting like from honeypots, majority vote, and others. Then you have to think about the price. You have to think whether to pay, how to pay just enough, basically, amount for the Tolokers. And also you have to think about the results. And on top of that, you really have to think about how to onboard on this platform, and then how to maintain this project. So typically, using the customizable platform, it is complex, and it's much more complex than the ready-to-go solutions that I'm going to tell you about. However, it really gives you a lot of flexibility. So for example, if you don't have a standard case, or if you want to play with settings, play with the audience, or play with quality controls, of course, you'll go and use customizable platforms. However, we know that many our clients, of course, don't want to spend their times on all of those steps when they have a standard task. So we decided to introduce ready-to-go solutions, and it means that we have taken pretty much all of those steps except decompositions and writing instructions to our side. It's all like everything else is under the hood. So a requester really just have to think about how to formulate their task, how to make it as simple as possible, and also how to write an instruction, and that's it, and upload their data set. So we already released this solution in fall. in 2021, and we have some success stories that I wanted to share with you right now. But before that, I just wanted to say like what exactly we have under the hood, since we take the quality control and the working with the results to us. We built a special pyramid, and at the top of that pyramid, we have a crowd solutions architect. That's basically the person who designs this whole pipeline. So when you send your data to us, our crowd solutions architects designs the process, looks at the data set. Then our experts provide, based on the data set, honeypots or benchmark labels. They also create the training for the general crowd. Then Tolokers or the crowd, they label the data at a large scale, and we also use ML classifiers if it's needed. So that's how the whole pyramid looks like under the hood. So getting back to the case studies, first case studies that I wanted to show you is from our client who has an online travel agency, and basically they just wanted to check whether some pages, either of their competitors or just other or their own pages, contained the price. So what they would do, they would just send the data sets with the screenshots and asking Tolokers a basic question, like whether there is a price in the web page or not. They had to answer, and that way they would update their data set and in the future retrain their model. Another case study is from an electronics retailer, online, of course, and they had and they still have a huge catalog with different products. And of course, they wanted to increase personalized recommendations for their customers. Here, they would go to Toloka and ask the Tolokers basically to rate the relevance of a certain product and the website. So here you can also see that the quality was definitely very high, and the timing wasn't that bad. And the last case is from a mobile manufacturer. They were building a camera that is supposed to recognize different gestures. So here they collected, using Toloka, they collected different photos with different gestures, and then asked another group of Tolokers to outline these gestures to train, again, their computer vision algorithm. And here you can also see the quality here is really high. However, the timing is a little bit more just because it's about segmenting, it's about outlining the objects and not just a simple classification. So those three cases were done by ready-to-go solutions, again, where a client just had to think about how the task looks like and how the instructions should be made. And that's it. So in the conclusion, I just wanted to say that basically any ML products needs human labeled data, and human labeled data really can be gathered at a large scale pretty much only by crowdsourcing. And Toloka really offers a lot of different products and opportunities on how to gather that data. Me and Anna, we are from educational projects, as we said, so we do hold a lot of different tutorials and events on how to label the data correctly. You can join our webinars, of course, and tutorials, or you can also visit our website with our course on Coursera, where we talk a lot more in depth about crowdsourcing, and hopefully, is going to help you in the future. And of course, all of our lecturers and seminarists, they are experts in their fields. And we try to, of course, involve them at every single step in our educational activities. So here's a promo code if you want to try Toloka later on. I think it gives you like $20, right? For labeling, you don't have to put your own money. You can just apply promo code without even connecting your card to the account. So you can view either demo or label your own data if you have any. So now we can get to the demo. Just a second. And if you have any questions, please feel free to interrupt me before I start showing our platform.
Yes, please go to the platform. I have some questions, but maybe I will wait to the end. Maybe the platform will be
okay,
clarify some my ideas.
All right. So in order to get to our platform, first you have to get to our website first. So our website is toloka.ai, as you might already know. To sign in or sign up, we have a button at the right upper corner here. And here you have to choose the blue section where you came here basically to get label data as a requester. Once you hit get started, you have to register with your email and password or sign in if you are already registered. So let's get to my account here. So that's how the account for the requester looks like. For the Toloka or the person who works on the platforms, it looks very easy. They just see a list of different projects where they can choose from. It's very intuitive, and they just come there to work and to finish, and that's it. For the requester, it's a bit more complicated because, of course, you have to configure the projects. So here you can see the list of different projects that we've been, working on over time. If we switch the tabs at the upper corner, we can find the information about different users or Talokers that have been working on some of my projects. So Talokers are anonymized. However, you can see if they choose to indicate it, their countries, their age, their gender, their education, or anything else they choose, to note about themselves. Then if we switch the tabs, I have a separate tab with the skills. So we use the skills whenever we want to highlight a Toloka. Since they're all anonymized, sometimes it's not enough to filter them by social demographics or location or anything else. We assign them different skills. Then I have an information about my profile. And then we have another section which is called messages. That's basically a mean of communication for the requesters and Talokers. So I, as a requester, can send a message to Talokers saying, for example, hi, I just created a project. If you want to complete it, please come. Or Talokers can also message you as a requester and say, if there is anything wrong with the instructions or they're facing trouble submitting a task or anything else. So this is kind of like a two-way communications. And also, for example, we can get some messages here from our administrators, such as, for example, the news that Toloka obtained an ISO certification or anything else. Also, we have a link to our knowledge base, which is immensely important. This is a website where we have a lot of handy information. We have the tutorials with the step-by-step instructions for very different cases here. And also we have some information about the methodology, which you can also, delve into, watch or read. So let's get back to our to the interface, and now I'm going to show you how the project looks like. So when you create a project, you just click a button which is called Create a Project, and here we have different templates. On the left, you can switch from customizable to ready-to-go solutions that I've mentioned. So for customizable, we have a lot of different templates for different formats of that data. For example, whenever we need to deal with text, images, or videos or anything else. And also we have the templates segmented by industry. For example, we have a whole set of templates for e-commerce. Also for ready to go, we have a little bit less of templates. However, we still have a lot of different tasks that you can basically use out of the box. So let's just, considering the time, take image classification, which is a very, I would say popular, one of the most popular cases on our platforms. And here we can see that we can either use this solution and customize it to our own needs. We can preview, or we can just look at the demo. So right now I'm going just to hit the demo. And currently what we are doing, and it's under the hood, we are creating a project, adding different quality controls and filters, such as English-speaking Tolokas, for example. And now we are uploading the data. So this is how it is loading a bit. Hold on. This is how our demo project looks like. We are going to see the data labeling in action right now. So if we go down, we can see a progress. If we click preview, we can see how the tasks looks like for a Toloka. So for example, here they can see a search query. They can see a photo, and they have to say whether the search query is relevant to the query or not. They can read the instructions, and they can submit a task. But before they submit, of course, they have to answer. I just didn't. So here we have the the announcements that they have to be filled in. If we go back to our project, we can see that 58% is already done. So this is the actual data labeling going on right now. At the very second, Tolokas are completing these tasks on the other side somewhere. So in terms of the volumes, we have 4 task pages like this, and we spent here like around, I don't know, like in total, like 20 cents probably. On the left, in the top left corner, we can see how many people are active right now at this very moment that can take up this task. So we have more than 2,000 people who speak English and are ready to take our tasks. And let me just refresh really quickly. We can see how many people came to our tasks. There were 11, and 8 people have submitted the pages. We can see how much time it takes on average, and how much money. Also, if we want to delve into statistics, we have the statistics here. We can check out more advanced settings. For example, we can see how quality control is doing, and how much money again we are spending, and other more in-depth statistics. So currently we have 83%. We can take a look at what people are answering here already. So those are the tasks that we have completed. And here are, the answers of this particular Toloka. And so white polo shirt, this is relevant to looks, for example. So that's how the platform looks like in itself. It is, as you can see, pretty intuitive. However, of course, we can answer your questions and maybe show you something in detail. I can also show you how we actually configure the project and how we play with the filters. So whatever you want me to stop and explain, let me know.
Do you have any use case for financial institution?
I would say we have cases for online banks, if you could call it a financial institution. So one of the cases would be recognizing something from documents. This is a very, it's one of the common cases we have. Just for example, if you have either some documents or even we even dealt with some IDs, for example, we can recognize the information from there. If you also are in need of some kind of labeling for the products for financial institutions, like I don't know, like chatbots or anything, we can also help here. So it really depends. Yes, but we pretty much work a lot with computer vision for documents and text classification for documents as well. If I answered your question.
Yeah. I have few ideas, let's say that, how we can classify the data, where we will need help to classify. One of the use case is computer vision to the application to when something happens in house, we ensure that. So the customer should show us by video conference or something the damage, and the algorithm should recognize what's happened to classify the case. Is it and give the directions to the customers how he should go with the case. So this is one case that I'm thinking about. The second is, I think, much more complicated. I'm looking for the information about the prices of our competitors.
Oh yeah, we have a lot of those cases. Yes.
But as you showed that the first use case in the travel industry, I think it's a little bit easier than in insurance, because in insurance you always need to give some personal information to get the price. So I think it maybe will be a little bit too complicated, maybe.
All right. Let me then first address the first case then. So if I understood you correctly, you received different videos of some situation in the house, and algorithm has to say whether something is damaged, for example, or not, right? Yeah. So here, of course, we can definitely use Tolokas to first watch the videos and say whether there is something in the video or not. You can use it for validating your algorithms to monitor the quality and also to retrain. That's perfectly fine tasks for Toloka, definitely doable. The only thing is that if you have very long videos, like for example, if it's like 40-minute long, for crowdsourcing it's too long, you'll have to break it down into shorter videos for sure. But we currently use not for insurance those cases, but for online theaters. We often ask the lockers to watch some kind of video and then say whether there was a specific actor or person, or whether they've seen anything in this. So this is like a very similar case, I find. And for the second case, we do a lot of tasks where talkers have to go to a website and they have to, bring the price that they see. Basically, it can be a competitor or anyone else. They don't usually have to leave their personal information in. That's true. It is much more complicated. However, if we build this, if we do build this process right, I think we can still use Toloka. We'll just have to work a little bit more, on quality control in order to make sure that the person actually brought, the real data. But this is also doable. And by the way, in Toloka, we also sometimes when we deal with sensitive information, for example, with healthcare, we let our clients use Toloka as a place to put their own crowd or assessors, or as we call them, their own private labelers if they have. So do you have your own labelers right now? Do you use any other solution, or how do you do the labeling now?
Yeah, we use some algorithms and dictionaries, but for the pictures, we don't have ideas how to do that. For the videos or the pictures. So for now, for that.
Yeah, no, for the videos for sure. We can consult you here and help. So maybe if we can, connect over email, and you can, ask us. We are going to tell you, how it's better to do it. But then if you follow up with more specific questions once you try for yourself, then we'll be happy, to help here for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's one of the really common cases here. I suggest, to try with a small amount of data, see how it goes. And then, you can use our promo code for this, like $20. You can label really a lot of data for this amount of money. Yeah, and then you can see. The only thing is that, of course, you'll have to pay attention to different quality controls, which you have to configure. For example, here, as you can see, we are editing the pool. Here's audience that we have to configure. Here is different quality controls here. But then again, we can definitely consult you on what's better to put here.
Okay. And one more question: how many Polish users do you have?
No, you can see right now. Yeah, let's check out right now. I can say, as for the Polish, we don't have a lot. It's not one of our most popular language. However, we have a couple of e-commerce clients from Poland. So those clients really usually ask us to add more and more. So you'll be with them in the company, and it's totally fine. We can try here. I'll delete the skills, and I'll choose the language. So we can see how many Polish-speaking people currently are on the platform. So we have 253 who can pick up the task if I were to send it to Toloka right now. I can also check out how much we have on a weekly active usage if you want to, and follow up with that. But in the moment, that's how many we have.
But you also mentioned that the chatbots, we can test chatbots. So this is also quite, I think, nice use case for us, because if I good understand, so they try to chat with the bot, yeah, and answer the questions how it goes, or how it looks like.
It really depends. It can be either that, or it's kind of like an online testing. They can chat with the bot and then assess it, say like how well it was or not. Sometimes we collect the phrases for the chat bots, in order to also expand its capacity to talk. Sometimes we check whether, for example, the answer is relevant or not. So it really depends on what exactly your task is here. Whether you just want to see the quality or you want to retrain the algorithm. So both is possible.
Okay. So for me, it's fine. Really, thank you for the presentation.
Thank you for coming a lot. Well, and thank you for the questions. Actually, it's very interesting cases that you brought. So I assume you are located in Poland, right?
Yes.
Okay. I've recently been to Warsaw, by the way, a couple of weeks ago. I really liked it. So yeah, I was there on a business trip as well. So it was very nice. Quite cold, but nice.
Yeah, I'm on the south of Poland in Katowice. So it's 300 kilometers from Warsaw. But yeah, my company is from Warsaw. Now we can work whenever we want, so it's easier.
Yeah, from us as well. We're kind of like, we can come to office, but we can also work from home, and we are a very distributed team. So, all right, Pavel, I think I will follow up then with Anna with the questions, and maybe we can find some, use cases from chatbots. I'm pretty sure we have published some on our blog, and about the videos if we have anything. So, and later, if you have any other questions, please do, and use our promo code, please. Feel free to play with the platform. Please.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, whoever is listening to us. Have a great night, and see you later. Thanks.
Yes. Bye.